Identifying indeterminate forms, the type of 0, 0, infinity over infinity, L'Hopital's rule, find a limit. Find the limit of indeterminate form for these types. 0 times infinity, infinity minus infinity, 0 to the 0, 1 to the infinity, or infinity to the 0. Those are all the types. So, do you have your calculator? Good. You might actually need a couple of things. So, super blurry here. So, yes.
Some girl doesn't have a calculator. Her name is
Is it this some girl here?
It's some girl, yeah.
Okay. Yes, you may borrow that.
It's not me.
It's not you, right?
It's just some.
Okay. So in forms at 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, if the function f and g are each defined at an open interval containing the number c, except possibly at c, then the quotient, so that means I'm dividing it, f divided by g is called the indeterminate form at c of the type 0 over 0. So if the limit of the top goes to 0 and the limit of the bottom goes to 0, do me a favor, in your calculator, put 0 divided by 0. What's it say? Error.
Oh, that's not right.
There we go. So we get an indeterminate form there. And indeterminate form at c, the type of infinity over infinity. So if the limit of x goes to c, f of x, is going to be plus or minus infinity. Same thing over here, plus or minus infinity. Then I get the same thing. Identify indeterminate forms. So let's look. Let's try for 0 over 0. If I plug in 0, what do I get in the bottom? That should be easy to see. What do you get? 0. Okay. Now, 3 times 0 is 0. What is cosine at 0? 1. So on my unit circle, it's 1. So this is 1 minus 1, 0. So that makes this indeterminate. All right, let's try the next one. So, B. Does 1 work? Let me see. If I do 1, that would be 1 minus 1 is 0. Let's try the bottom. Let's try 1 there. So that would be 1 plus 2 is 3. Minus 3, 0. So this one, I get 0 over 0 when c is equal to 1. All right, what about option C here? 0 squared is 0, e to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So that would be 0 over 1, so that one doesn't work there. So 0 doesn't work there. What would work? This one's going to be an infinity one. So infinity squared raised to e to the infinity. So those are both racing at the same speed. So this one right here would be an infinity and over infinity. So this is when c is equal to infinity. I get so there is an indeterminate form there for trying to do it then. Okay. L'Hopital's rule. Yes, it's L Hospital's rule. Suppose the function f or g are differentiable on an open interval I containing the number c except possibly at c. G prime is not equal to 0 for all x is not equal to c in I. Let L denote either a real number or plus or minus infinity, and suppose that f over G is the indeterminate form at C, then the type 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity would be the same as taking the limit of the derivative over derivative. So instead of actually looking at it like we were in the first place, it's the derivative over the derivative for this. Hopefully it's going to make more sense here in a second. Steps: finding a limit using L'Hopital's rule. Check that f and g are indeterminate forms at here. This right here, every year, AP test, students forget to check those. So every year, I always have some students actually forget about these. If it is not, do not use L'Hopital's rule. Because they'll jump straight to L'Hopital's rule when they see a limit and they're like, oh, hey, I'll go to there. But it has to be that. Differentiate f and g separately. So f prime, and then g prime, and then try to plug in c. Okay, provide is the limit, or, okay, if f prime over g prime is indeterminate form at c, repeat the process. What that means is, if f prime doesn't work over g prime, take the derivative again. Take the derivative again, and you'll get f double prime over g double prime. And this, you would have to do this if it's indeterminate again. So we get 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity.
What if we just again? Do you just keep going?
Yes, you're going to keep going. I think one of the homework problem actually goes to like maybe the third, because you have like a sine or cosine on top, and that changes, and then as it goes, it actually. All right. So we got to check to see if this is indeterminate. Find the limit. So my c value is 0 now. So let's plug in 0. Now 0 on my unit circle. So imagine the unit circle right now. That is where? That's on the right hand side, isn't it? Okay. What does tangent represent? Yeah, sine over cosine, right? Okay. Sine over cosine. What is sine at 0? What is cosine at 0? What is 0 divided by 1? 0. So the top of this is 0. And the bottom, right here, 6 times 0? 0. So now I get 0 over 0. So that means that this is undeterminate, right? Or indeterminate, sorry, not indeterminate there. So that means I need to do what? The derivative. Now, what is the derivative of tangent? Secant squared, very good. Derivative of tangent, so it's going to be secant squared x over, what's the derivative of 6x? Did your brain break right now?
It's just x, right?
No. What's the coefficient?
Oh my gosh, 6.
Okay, it's just 6, right?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's all right. It's a Monday morning on a Tuesday. Because you had yesterday off anyway. Now, let's take the limit as x approaches 0. Secant is the derivative of okay, hold on, let me say it again. Did I say derivative?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Secant is the reciprocal. There we go, that's what I was looking for. So, it's the reciprocal of cosine, right? Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. Okay, so think about it like that. So if I rewrite this, this is actually 1 over cosine squared. cosine at 0, because that's what we're asking for, right? Cosine at 0, that's all the way to the right. What is the x value at 0? 1, right? So this is going to be 1 squared is 1. So it's going to be 1 over 1 is 1 over, right there, what do we get there? I don't have any x's to plug in, so that's just going to be 6. Make sense or no? Kinda? The sine cosine tangents got you again? No? Okay. I thought you were going to get the tattoo. Unit circle?
Charlene was supposed to get it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not 18 yet.
Get a.
Do you know what? I have like a 15-year-old in one of my classes that's tatted all the way up his arm and even has it on his neck.
That's terrifying. He was a street guy. I'm not going to no street person for a tattoo.
Is that real?
Yeah, seriously.
That's kind of sad.
I think at 14 your parents can sign off.
It's at any age.
You sure?
Yeah, because I saw this girl, she was 9, she came over here and her parents got her like the American flag.
That's a brand. That's not a tattoo.
Not
That's
gonna
a brand.
tattoo someone who's
Yeah.
underage, even if their parents sign off. Same with like piercers.
Okay, piercing's
But
kind
it's
of
like
dumb
the
though.
legal
Like
thing.
they should like any age.
So I should have my baby grandchildren just tattooed with like
Yeah.
family crest or something like
I
that.
believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, piercings babies get them.
Yeah,
But
piercings are
like,
fine.
Well, instead of tattoo, it's just like brand new.
But what if you want to be like a woke baby? So would you get their septum pierced?
Woke
I would
baby.
get
I mean-
Yeah, come on.
If the
Come on.
baby, if the baby was fine.
But it's got to have the nose piercing. It's got to get like the colorful hair right away, right?
Baby.
Okay, how
I'm gonna have two woke
That's
babies.
not even a woke baby. That's a PC baby.
that's a PC baby.
That's a
If it doesn't have blue hair and nose piercing and at least 3 tattoos,
A wolf baby
seriously,
has
it-
like side of its head shaved, but it likes to wear like a beanie. And then like Doc Martens, but is like really strict about like lace code, even though that's totally dead. And woke baby also like
it's
like
color.
doesn't
If you
only
let her
wears
into
long
your
sleeve
top
shirts, but when
lines,
people
some
ask
colors
about
and
it, they
certain
say that it's triggering. That's woke baby.
okay.
What are you guys talking about?
Both babies.
So yes, piercing and tattoos on a baby. Okay, you got to make sure, and it's got to have. If it doesn't have blue hair, then
Well,
definitely,
what are
yeah,
you-
yeah, not even trying. Yeah.
What's
Okay.
that interesting?
Anyway.
Or dying it.
Now let's try this one here. You people, do it. Do it. What'd you realize already, Nephi?
Is the second derivative?
That's a split.
No, you're evil.
thrifting a lot?
No, she does.
Because I found
Finish
I
it.
found all of my problems
Finish
that
it.
I did well. You swear to God,
All right,
I did last
you
year?
ready? So, start. Plug in 0. Sign at 0 is 0. Minus 0 is 0 squared. There you go. So that is my, what's the word? Yes, bank account. Besides that,
And
Wait, 0.
indeterminate. 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 Say it with me now. Indeterminate. Man, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh. Seriously, you're not in the tournament. Okay? Indeterminate.
Oh,
You got to be a little bit more ghetto with it. It's indie club, indeterminate. Now you get it, right? Wow. Look, I had to translate to ratchet for you to get that one.
Oh wow.
Okay, what's the derivative now? Derivative sign is
Negative. I mean cosine.
cosine. What's the derivative of x? Negative 1, right? Over the derivative of x squared.
2x.
And we're doing the limit as x approaches 0. So, what is cosine at 0? 1 minus 1 gives me,
0.
and 2 times 0 is? So, this is what?
0.
Indeterminate. Thank you.
What? Indeterminate?
So, you gotta be ghetto about it. Indeterminate. Indie club. Indie house. The house de Frau. Indie club. Alright, so now another derivative, second derivative. Derivative of cosine is negative sine x. That just goes to 0, right? Over derivative of 2x. Now, what is sine at 0? 0. Even though it's a negative 0, right? It's still 0 divided by 2. And that number gives me? It's okay to have a number be 0. It's fine. It's an answer. How do you guys feel about this? Not bad, right? Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to pick up this tomorrow. How dare you? You interrupted my, I was about ready to just say like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so, can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to pick up this tomorrow for everyone, and we're going to make sure everyone likes, shares, and subscribes. Hit that notification button, support my channel, right? And if you go on my channel right now, there's 2 new goat videos.
I saw the goat video.
Yes.